the Radio Misfits Podcast Network.
From the birthplace of modern winemaking, Sonoma, California, you're listening to The Winemakers with your hosts, Danielle Langlois, Bart Hansen, Sam Katuri, and Brian Casey.
Chardonnay from Steve Masaisa.
Beautiful, Sam.
Welcome to The Winemakers. Today we have Sonoe Hirabayashi here with Six Cloves wines.
And special guest in the house, too.
Yeah, and special guest host.
So, as we're setting up, Brian London, who is the somm at TCP and I assume now Bijou as well, just happened to be here and seemed like you guys knew each other. So we said, hey, why don't you sit down and join the show? So
there you go.
Welcome, Brian, too.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
And we have just poured your 2024 Chardonnay.
Yes.
Where was this grown?
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you for having me today.
Yes.
Everybody.
Do guests usually thank us for having? I don't think that usually they're like,
only if they sell some
finally
wine.
agreed to come do this show. Don't fuck up. You're welcome. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here.
Okay. Let me talk about the wine. So this is Linda Vista Vineyard Chardonnay from Steve Masaisa. I've been very, I have to say, privileged to get about 2 tons of grapes every year since 2018, except some drought year and unfortunately last year. But I've been making this Chardonnay ever since, so it is becoming my flagship.
Where's this vineyard?
It's in Oak Knoll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And those of you that don't know,
That's
Steve
where he
Mathiasen,
lived. That's
I'm
where
sure,
they are, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He's, I guess you call him grape grower, vineyard manager. I mean, I think he used to be the vineyard manager for the Idells, Susan and Richard, for a while.
Made the wine, farmed.
Yeah.
Maybe he did both. I don't. Yeah. He's one of those two-way players.
Right. Yeah. Well, and then came on my radar because he was making Ribolla Gialla back in the day.
Right. Well, he was buying them from Vare.
Everyone who's geeky about wines, they were like, "Oh, someone's making Ribolla Gialla." There was like an acre and a half or something in California, and
and that's in Oak Knoll as well.
Yeah.
So it was George Vare's vineyard, and then when he passed, they bought it.
Yeah.
Have we ever invited him to be on the show?
Let's do that right now.
Okay. Hey, hey, Steve Mathiasen.
I can help you.
Listen, come by, hang out, bring some wine. Totally. Maybe we'll record, maybe we won't. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, but fantastic grower, and that's really cool that you were able to source some of that fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely. So I had a chance to actually help him rebuilt the licensed beat up winery, which is where his winery is located.
Wait, how did
back
that
in 2017. So this vineyard is called the Phoenix. That he was always buying Cab, and I believe they do also have Merlot or Cab from the vineyard. But the owner apparently wanted to sell the vineyard, and that came with the bonded, beat-up, rat-infested winery. So my role was to clean up all the rat poo-poos, everything that you can think of that you don't want in the winery.
Yeah.
Along with other great winemakers.
Well, do you buy a bunch of cats and just have them roam around?
Probably should have done that. We did not. We
Winery
only
cats,
one
man.
dog or
Thing.
two. But so that was back in 2017. That's how I met him, that I was actually helping during the harvest time.
Well, you want to go back a little bit?
Yeah. So while we're enjoying this great
It's
wine,
delicious,
it's
by the
delicious.
way. This is a Brian wine.
Yeah.
Why don't we tell us how
Brian
you
probably likes it also.
how you got into wine?
Approved.
Brian approved wine.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, so how I got into the wine. Can I talk about my background?
Yes, please do.
Bit?
Yeah.
So I would have to say that there are handful of Japanese female in the California wine industry, including myself, who's been around for over 10 years, 20 years. But I myself found that the wine is very, very complex. Ever since I actually moved to this country over 20 years ago, and started working for a Japanese company and working as an accountant in New York, which is where Brian's coming from. But I just fell in love with the fact that wine is so different. It is so emotional. It can be even future commodity that you can sell or buy. No. And also such a, culturally so versatile. You can always talk about. There's always different vintages. Covers everything that I wanted. So, so based on my actually family background, that my father's side's family has been in the area for generations and generations. They were actually one of salt merchant back in 500 years ago that they decided to try to bring in a salt from a northern, center part of Japan. That's how they became
salt.
Salt. Yeah, salt was a very scarce commodity.
Sea salt, or they hard? How are
sea
they?
Salt, yes, yeah. Yes. We did not have any access to salt other than bringing in from China Sea, if not Pacific Ocean. So we were always scarce. We probably must have had a lot of plenty of rice to eat, but not salt.
Yeah.
So that's how my father's side family started engaged in something to use as a derivative of the salt becoming, soy sauce in the miso making. Mm-hmm. And and my grandmother, the family has been making sake for generations as well. So they're actually married with the matchmaking by their parents many, many years ago. But I grew up with practically the bugs are in my, environment the whole time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And on top of that, my great-grandfather decided to plant apples in our property over 100 years ago, which is said that we brought in cuttings from apples from state of Washington.
No way.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Why was it that was like the best apples come from?
I would say so. That was back in, 150 years ago probably, that there was a time that Japanese countries going through a big modernization transition. I think the government wanted to diversify agriculture, not just growing rice, but grow something else. And my hometown, Nagano, which we had Winter Olympics back in 1998.
That was the Johnny Mosley 360 mute grab, famous everything. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
And Michelle Kwan and Tara Lipinski. They're all there. Yeah. So, so Nagano is actually, in fact, that not only that if you ever ended up going to Japan, you see lots of apples from Nagano. Now they are second or third biggest wine grape producing area in Japan.
What type of grapes?
So that's a good question. A lot of winemakers wants to use vinifera varieties, but they are prone to, they do not like high humidity weather like we have in Japan. But it seems to be that more Nebraska or hybrid varieties thrive in many parts of Japan. And some growers are making fantastic sparkling wines from table grapes, like a Delaware.
There's a small importer based in Petaluma now called Sea Priest, I believe. That was started by a guy Jake, who used to be one of the managers at Valley. And I've talked to them much. They were waiting on their wine to land before they could come on the show. So they're gonna have them on. We're gonna have those wines. We'll try some Japanese wines soon.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't bring anything today.
Yeah.
I bought a Japanese sparkling from Chris Renfro in his wine shop in San Francisco.
Oh, really?
I think. Yeah.
I'm sure. And, you know,
Yeah,
I'm
it
sure
was
that-
delicious.
I'm sure that Sea Priest brought that in.
Yeah. So
Have those guys come and hit you up yet?
Nope.
Oh, I'll send them your way.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Sure, Stefan will be very pleased.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have thought just with the apples that, see, and this will show my total lack of geography, that like Normandy would be someplace that you would get apples from, but to come all the way over from Washington, but are we closer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Petaluma's finest.
Yep.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think Washington, Normandy, I guess Nagano, climactically pretty similar, pretty, you know, kind of colder winters.
absolutely.
All right. So were you did you have anything to do with making sake or wine in Japan before you came here?
Yes. So after I graduated from UC Davis in 2011, I did a 2 months internship with my grandmother's family, sake brewery.
Now wait a minute. How did that go? Because they've been doing it for a while, and then you go to college here, and then you go back there. Did you try and show them things, and they said that's not the way we do things?
Absolutely no. I did not say a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want to step on that.
So
No.
you had all of this information that you actually went to school with. So was there things that they were doing that you would have done differently?
I would have to say yes.
Yeah.
But it was definitely one of the eye-opening experience that I would love to actually make sake here sometimes, if not something else from Japan.
We grow great rice in California.
Correct.
Yeah, there's great rice out there in the Central Valley.
Well, and there wasn't there a sake company in Napa where when you take that turn?
Like Jameson Canyon,
Yeah.
North Kelly Road.
Yeah.
They actually went out of business.
Yeah. That's what I thought. So
maybe it's not.
there's an opening.
The optimist, Brian.
Totally.
Well, in fact, that I actually wanted to talk about it later, but I am good friends with one of the first Bay Area sake microbrewer called Sequoia Sake down in South San Francisco. Okay. I am organizing fun Japanese women's makers event, including myself, winemaker. Noriko is the one in the corner, sake maker, and another beer master woman who works for beer bottle. So we are going to have an interesting, fun conversation about the fermentation in April 26th. And I am actually... Sorry, I'm kind of spinning off all over the place, but I am a Taiko drummer.
Yeah.
You're a natural.
You fit right in. Yeah.
You're figuring it out.
That's great to hear.
Where is it going to be?
So it is going to be at Sequoia Sake in South San Francisco.
Okay.
It is going to be on April 26th, Sunday. We have 3 sessions, but 2 sessions are practically sold out. But there should be still some opening for 11 a.m.
And how do people get tickets for that?
You can probably look for on the Eventbrite site, just punching Japanese women in fermentation.
Cool.
If those who are interested in coming to join us, please do so. It is going to be the first ever event that we put together. 3 Japanese women from all different kinds.
And you're also going to play a special kind of drum?
Yes, correct.
The Taiko drum?
Yes. This is called the Miyake Taiko. Those who may have seen Japanese Taiko drums on the West Coast, there are tons of Taiko drum groups, which I was heard that it started back in over 30 years ago, that lots of Japanese American community had trying to have a more like a movement to try to preserve their culture. So because of that, there are tons of Taiko drummers in the area. So this Miyake Taiko is a sideway, all-time squatting style, very intense Taiko, but a lot of audiences love it, and I love it. And it's almost has the essence of like a winemaking that many of you would know that you would have to pretty much push yourself to have a high adrenaline during the harvest time. And the Taiko, pretty much fit into that way that I can utilize the physical movement and my sense of the focus.
Wait, so you are doing the drumming. You are the.
She is the drummer.
Yes, I'm the drummer.
This wasn't like you're not like bringing in the. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
I was like, I brought in the drummers. No, you're doing the drumming and the talking about the fermentation and the winemaking.
Yes, so
and the selling of the tickets.
So that is going to be very busy. Very busy day.
And it's during the Cherry Blossom Festival.
That is also another performance that I'm doing, which is coming up next Sunday. In San Francisco.
Okay, so there are two different ones. Gotcha. All right. Well, Brian, who had to step away for a second, but he is always comparing music and wine together because he feels like there's nothing else that exists that has this many interpretations of, grapes turned into alcohol, but, people's inventions of sound through the movement of reverberations.
No, that puts the wine in a different context.
Yeah.
This has got Taiko drumming acidity for sure. It's got some crouching intensity. Feeling it all the way through your soul,
Yeah.
Well, I really like that he did compare music against wine, but that I do really agree with that. Based on who you are, what you're looking for, what your need. Even one single piece of music sounds different, right?
Totally.
And how you feel it when you're drinking, when you're listening, it sounds very different. And when it comes to winemaking, that after graduating from UC Davis, that I was in doubt that winemaking is really the art or just a chemistry.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're good at in engineering or chemistry background, I thought that I could make a fine wine, but it just throughout my experience, starting my internship, including Ted Lemon and other biodynamic growers from other country, that I realized that it's all about the art.
Yes.
If you lose a focus, you're not going to complete. The drinkers or audiences will not get the message that I want to send to them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, I think chemistry is a tool, and it's a tool in your toolbox, but it's definitely more leaning towards the art, because no matter what, nature's going to throw something at you that, you don't have a tool in your toolbox yet for it, and you're going to have to figure it out. And it's going to have to be
Like smoke taint,
or, it's, some weird, not a rainy season or shriveled grapes or, something. And you're going to have to use your experience and your knowledge and your palate to be like, what are we going to do here? How are we going to push this through? How am I going to make a wine that I like, that other people are going to like, with what I have?
Did we talk about this Chardonnay? Sorry, I had to step out there for a second.
Not yet, but I did
yet.
talk about your idea that music and wine are interconnected, and Sonoe agrees.
Oh, of course. As a matter of fact, the other day on Instagram, I was watching someone that was, and you've seen this before, where people play music during distillation or during fermentation. But I think more and more people are doing scientific studies on it and finding that it's chemically changing the liquid, not only if there is music or not, but the different types of music that are being played, which is really fucking weird.
So, like the years when you get the stuck fermentations in the custom crush facilities, it's because some intern took over the aux cable and fucked everything up.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Just went death metal. And
That's what I was gonna say. I don't think he's like that.
Death metal. Yeah, you need a little
stuck fermentation. You need a little Twisted Sister. Come on, feel the noise. Girls rock voice.
I like to sing. I like to sing to my yeast.
What do you sing?
I don't know.
Like lullabies.
No, like don't worry, be happy, because I want the yeast to be happy.
Little Bobby McFerrin.
Well, actually, speaking of that, so my grandmother's sake breweries, her brother actually was a big jazz fan. So he actually used to play jazz in the cellar
Yeah.
for a long time, and that was their PR market.
Yeah.
But it makes sense because even with plants, they've done studies that, you can put two plants in the same room and one you talk to, kind of like you do your child, and then the other one you don't
Clean
talk
room.
to. And
Get your shoes on at school.
Yes.
No, you speak nicely.
Yeah, you speak nice to them.
Brush your teeth.
People who like their kids.
To your plants or to your
Yeah,
kids?
to both.
Hopefully both.
But the one that you speak to reacts differently. And they've done this study with water where they'll take two different things of water. One of them you give positive messaging to. You just talk to it. And the other one you kind of give negative messaging. You freeze them. And then the ice cubes have completely different structures in them. And it's the
Yeah, like
weirdest
the
thing.
little snowflakes are different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some late night YouTubing Brian's been doing.
No, I know those studies as well.
YouTubes.
I know those studies as well. Yeah. No, but they're really cool. It's all about positive energy and positive reinforcement and how that can, I mean, it's different, energies and changing, vibrations. And
No, I kid, I mock, but I also
you believe in it. I know
Yes,
you do.
I do
Oh,
both.
yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'm a Gemini. I have to do both.
Energy begets energy,
No,
so
100%.
that totally makes sense.
We've all been there.
yeah, we definitely have.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in New York. You are drinking wine,
And you're
loving
an
it.
accountant? Is that going back to?
Yeah.
Yes, I was just an accountant.
Love
It's actually like what every winemaker should start as.
That
to be
is true.
honest.
That is true. You should be an accountant first. And then you just decide, how do you get from New York accountant to UC Davis?
Thank you for asking me. So I was on a suburban train every day. I see.
Wait, so where did you live and what train were you taking?
I was
Metro
taking
North?
Metro North. I
Okay.
used to live in the little town called Hartsdale,
Okay. Yeah.
which is about only 35 minutes ride into Grand Central Station every day.
Yeah.
Hopping on the train, I see the guys pulling the Wall Street journals. Of course, that was the first thing that everybody has to do,
Right.
right? But after that, they got bored. They pull out
Quickly.
Wine Spectator. And I was like, well, I don't know what they're doing. I was always peeking out from the side. One of this guys seemingly working for Wall Street was checking the prices of the wine auction page. And I was like, wow, this is really interesting. I should probably start buying the Wine Spectator. And I started becoming avid Wine Spectator reader. And one time, as I was flipping the page, I saw that UC Davis is a wine school that they are actually getting a donation from the magazine, and they're giving up the scholarship to the students. And back then, I went back to school to try to get a CPA credential from City College. And by the time I was more of like accountant / auditor for the big Japanese corporation, everybody hated my job. Anytime I visited their offices, they circulate the email to everybody. It's like, Sonoe is coming, be prepared, period. And I did not enjoy that life.
Carrying the hammer.
Right?
Yeah.
So, as I was
We have some
trying
t-shirt
to...
shopping going on in the other room. Pardon the background noise. Gotta get your tie-dyes.
Right.
Doesn't matter what day it is.
Is that hey?
So as I was seeking a next opportunity after working for this same company for 7 years, I was thinking that probably I should do something that would not regret when I retire. If you kept accounting job, of course, you would be financially very stable. You were probably able to retire very soon. Probably by now I would have been probably retired. But when you look at the fact that me as a person who came from more like artisanal family in Japan, that I did not see myself comfortably retiring and do nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the wine came into my picture like, well, maybe I should apply for the UC Davis instead of completing my study in accounting.
I love this.
So back in 2007, when I was able to get into UC Davis, that state of California was pretty much trying to contain the, all the expenses that they could spend on the students, that they are only getting 500 students as a transfer students from outside of California per year. So that was such a narrow window that I didn't think that I could make it. But fortunately, I was able to transfer myself, accepted to become a student at the UC Davis. So back then, I actually had a partner. I was married. I brought my ex-husband all the way from New York, transcontinental, big move.
To Davis?
Yeah.
It's a
In
big
the middle of
move.
nowhere, where 2/3 of the population are all students.
Yes.
Yes.
So the rest is my winemaking history.
Did we talk about this Chardonnay?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
We have been waiting for a year.
I just want to know how you made it. What was your thoughts behind it?
So my policy is that I try not to make wine as if you have a beautiful woman in front of you, do you want to put heavy
I
makeup?
like where this is going already.
You guys, right? The answer is no.
No.
You don't have to. So technically, Steve Macias and I, to my knowledge, that he's one of the most hardworking viticulturist in our area who is thinking ahead climatically. So ever since, as far as I know, if my information is correct, he's been growing these grapes, if not other grapes, since 2003 or 7. And I just can see that these grapes are so phenomenal, so healthy. You don't even have to dress up anything, not even the salt or sugar or nothing. Like a perfect, like an organic salad that you don't need anything, or tomato. So his grapes are definitely one of them. So what I do is just barrel fermentation for primarily. Occasional steering if I need to, but mostly I do not. And I also use Ted Lemon's winemaking Chardonnay method that I learned back in 2013 when I was doing.
We ding Ted the first time you mentioned it. Yeah, you can ding it.
Yeah, we'll give it a little.
Yeah, he can ding Ted every time
Lemon shot.
Every time we say Ted Lemon, ding again. Yeah.
So this is a hybrid of Steve and Ted Lemons per se.
Nice.
So low intervention.
Yeah.
I actually needed to filter that year just because of more logistic reasons that you as a winemaker understand that, right? Which I didn't want to do it, but I needed to do it just because of the bottling line being everything was filtered, so I needed to filter, unfortunately. Otherwise, my wines are usually low intervention, indigenous fermentation, no nitrogen acid, unless I really absolutely need to. That's just the way it comes.
Yeah.
Just the grapes.
Nice.
Became alcoholic beverage.
And how did you decide on your vineyard sources or what type of grapes you were going to work with?
There's actually two dilemmas that I have. Well, actually, one dilemma that I have. More than half of my wines are sold in Japan.
No way.
Yes, correct. I have been selling to Japan for the most in the last 10 years.
Super cool.
So, in terms of Japanese wine market, when it comes to the share of California, they are still very behind. They still stick with big, high alcohol California wines. So that's typically preferred still.
Yeah.
In the last 10 years that I've been making effort to make something that's unique, that they do not have any exposure in Japan yet from California. So I tend to stick with Pinot and Chardonnay because of that reason. But the next red that I brought today, Alder Springs is one of the very unique vineyard.
We love
I'm pouring it. I've been looking at it. My Chardonnay glass has been empty.
This is another great one.
And
Debating whether to pour more of that. But
I
did text Jasmine to make sure that she comes in and tries the Chardonnay before we drink it off.
And then I think I saw that you did a Grenache Pinot blend. Is that correct?
Yes.
Which I don't think I've ever seen before.
Well, except for all those years in Burgundy.
But actually on the label.
Yes.
But the more I thought about it, I was like, that would be really interesting because they have some similarities, but then there's some complexity differences.
Yes, it is a very interesting blend. But I just did not realize that why we make GMS.
Right.
Grenache is such a great blending component. It lighten up a lot of the characters and textures and flavor that the other varieties do not have. So, my role has been ever since I started making wine and exporting to Japan is that trying to showcase the grapefruits and the face of growers, and something that they do not see daily basis commercially. But I, as a Japanese person who can send more messages, more reach to the more general consumers, that I have been trying to do something different. So currently, unfortunately, I did not bring my third 24 vintage cab that I sourced the fruits from Sonoe Valley right here. I graduated with my good friend Sean and Diego, who also graduated from UC Davis, but they have their own brand called La Lune. They have been growing grapes organically in this area. I believe they started back in 2018 or 17. So I sourced the fruits and I brought them back to Japan about a month ago. And I introduced that cab with very little oak contact, with beautiful, beautiful cab from Sonoma side that the many general consumers don't even know that exists. Right. So I was able to showcase that to one of the most famous somms in Japan, fortunately. And I was tasting with 5 different pretty significant figures in the California wine industry in Japan. They were so impressed that we can, offer so much that they don't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They just simply do not know that California can offer so much.
Yeah.
Well, is there a natural wine movement in Japan right now too? Because I have a friend who makes natural wine, and she's been traveling over there for the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. And I know that I think there are music, record bars that only serve natural wine
listening
as well.
Bars. Listening rooms,
Yes. Japan is interestingly, it has been probably almost 2 decades that they have been the second biggest natural wine market in the world, period.
Why do you think that is?
So this is my own interpretation, but I think it is a fact. Asian cultures tend to have more fermented food in our cuisine. Exactly what I was thinking. We are so used to all kinds of fermenting products, whether we consider as a flow or not. We take it as just something that's part of our cuisine, and stinky food is not bad. It's good, healthy for you.
Right.
So that helped for the particularly French natural winemakers or producers give a leadway to be able to send out, which is kind of bad rap, but we made fun of it, like, oh, Japanese people don't even know that it's a flow.
Right.
They can't sell in France.
So the levels of volatile acidity weren't off-putting to them.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, non-Saccharomyces fermentation flavors and all those things. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, and also the Brian's pairing Japanese cuisine with more naturally fermented, naturally appearing wines probably makes a lot of sense too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No question about it. Yeah, I think just the fact that the flavor profiles are so inherently ingrained in the culture that it, for me to be able to pair in that fashion would be more appropriate and more natural than trying to shoehorn into a Burgundy or something from the Rhone or something from here that wasn't in that style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is definitely one of the aspects that the reason why the natural wine has been so popular never phases.
Right.
And do you think maybe because of the cool, fun labels too?
That is a part of it too.
Japan has visually stimulating, advertising.
Aesthetic is definitely important, almost like as important as for French people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So how did you get hooked up with Alder Springs?
I used to make wine at Small Vines, whose consultant is Byron Kosuge, another Japanese, American person in industry. But I met him when I was doing internship in Chile, in Casablanca back in 2013. He was still consulting the winery called Kingston from Casablanca back then. So I got to know him for the first time that many years ago, but I was looking for the new home back in 2020. And Byron happened to be, he was making wine for test plots, trial wines that he was making for Alder Springs for 8 years.
So unique varietals or just like
in general?
Why was it test?
That's a good question. So think about the fact that Alder Springs is the only one grower in one region that they did not have any neighbors whatsoever. Until we make the wines, you will never know how the grapes is going to come about, right? So Stuart, I don't know if you ever had gone to Alder Springs to visit the site, but this is very unique, but very rugged, very different, poor nutrients. So in order to make grapes that the consumer would want, which is us, to Stuart, he needed to make wine so that he can prove that his grapes are phenomenal, unique.
Okay.
Yes.
And they play around with a lot of sort of, I guess, unique varietals to some people. I mean, we probably know them, but there's some experimentation that goes on in the farming up there as well.
They do have a specific trial lot.
Yeah.
I think they still to this date, they plant at least 50, if not 100 different varieties.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I try to encourage Stuart to plant the Japanese one and only vinifera variety called Koshu.
Ooh, okay. Say more. Was that a yes or a no?
Unfortunately, no, because somebody has a license to sell the Koshu in California. Unfortunately, right now, that owner did not want to sell the cuttings to.
So where is it growing in California then?
In Napa, in fact.
And so, and where is it going? Who's making it?
So well, actually, this is a family, father and a daughter.
Oh my God, they're beautiful.
Jack and
This is these pink grapes?
yes, it's a pink grapes.
Whoa.
I thought you were talking about the people, but I can see now the grapes.
So it's definitely a gray variety that it gets really little bit of orangish color. As far as I know, that Japanese growers in Japan do make orange wine out of it.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. So,
But so the flesh is white. It's just the skin that's that really pretty pink
and
color.
it's very high in phenolics. So it's not a easy variety to grow.
Have you tried to get some to make some? Have you tried to get some of the fruits?
I do have to convince this Jack and Michelle to sell me the grapes, but they're exclusively planting and making kosher right now in California. So
Okay.
yes, I will have to reach out to them. But
Well, we'll argue on your behalf.
thank you. So anyway, Stuart is definitely one of the best growers for geeky winemakers like us who wants to make something different.
Yeah. We hear stories about people going up there to pick up one thing and then you end up coming home with 3 other lots of grapes because, oh, you want some of this? You want some of that? You should try this. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Jenny. Yes.
Well, Jenny, we were talking to Jenny Murphy about Alder Springs, and she's the one who recommended you come on this podcast. So.
Yeah.
Yes, she's one of them.
Yeah.
Jenny Murphy from Oxley Wines.
Oxley
Graham.
Oxley Graham.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to take a Alder Springs. So we need a Shake Ridge field trip.
Shake Ridge has definitely got to happen because we want to hook up with Sierra Wine Guy as well as Ann Kramer because he's shaking some shit up right now, which is great.
Yes, there's no. We could go to Alder Springs. I don't think there's anybody interesting else to connect with up there unless they're like dope growers, which we could do.
Sure. Follow your nose. We'll get there.
You can go to Farrington.
Oh, that's right.
Farrington's up there. Yeah. That's a pretty cool place.
Farrington's more like Anderson Valley, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Laytonville and Anderson Valley, I don't think are. Maybe they're close on a map, but I don't feel close energetically.
No, I don't think so either.
Not much as close to Laytonville energetically.
This is also true. Yeah,
I got a lot of love for Layton. I went to camp in Laytonville forever. So,
there you go.
Yeah,
nice.
I got love for. Yeah, I got love for Layton.
All right. I don't know that I've ever been there.
Have you ever driven 101 to Ukiah? I mean, to like,
pass through.
Not to Ukiah, but to Eureka, Arcata, up there. You pass through Laytonville. If you blink, you miss it for sure.
Yeah, most of the time that's like zone out.
More churches than restaurants, I think.
Yeah, yeah. So, why don't you walk us through this wine? Very pretty color.
It's very pale, right?
Yeah, very delicate, lightly colored.
I'm sure many of the listeners who are a big fan of Alder Springs probably know that their wines are always very kind of dry side, whether it's red or white. So the color never ever able to retain the color unless I decided to pick really late, which I never do that. I try to pick early so that I do not have to do any modification as much as I do not have to. And plus that I do a lot of whole cluster inclusion. As a result of a whole cluster inclusion, that potassium settles the tartaric acid, plus pH will go up. So consequently, I do have to pick sooner.
Yeah.
So
there's also a lot of pressure on picking later up there, between the weather and the bears and the turkeys and the
absolutely.
It's one of those places you kind of got to get to the fruit before nature does, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So for this 24 vintage, I think my whole cluster inclusion was a little bit less, about less than 30%. Otherwise, when I made this Pinot for the first time back in 21, I did 50% whole cluster.
And was that based on because I know 24 was warm. So even if you picked a little earlier, maybe you had the acid was already kind of dipping. Is that a reason that or was it just the color of the peduncles or?
So I think that year that we did have a malic acid.
Yeah.
being high,
Yeah.
if you remember, right? So I did not want to take a chance of lowering the TA
Yeah.
or pushing up a pH high.
Yeah.
So I decided to destem one of the second lot, I think, that
Gotcha.
I got. Instead of doing 50% whole cluster, I ended up doing whole berry fermentation.
And how are you figuring this out? Are you having someone do sampling for you, or are you going up there and actually doing sampling yourself?
As far as Alder Springs goes, we try, all the winemakers try, but imagine during the busy harvest time, you do not want to spend 5 hours going to sample, right? So they do typically try to organize all the winemakers visit by appointment. They set up, they have a great crew of team right now that they schedule everything so that any client, whether they live very far, closer, if not closer, can come visit the vineyard within the window of the time that we expected the grapes are going to come in to ripe to target ripeness. So I would say that I try, just because I live in Sebastopol, which is about 2 hours drive, all I do is just get up at, clock it down, leave my home at 6, get there by 8, 9.
Yeah.
And check the grapes as much as I can.
Yeah.
But as many of you may know, that Alder Springs weather is very similar to Anderson Valley, which means that the higher elevation sites gets sun exposure a lot sooner. So when the summer is very hot, their grapes come in very quickly.
Yeah.
Where are you actually making your wines?
I am making wine at the Punch down in Santa Rosa.
Okay.
Right now.
And you're in Sebastopol. Have you ever done Pinot or Chardonnay from Sebastopol or from West Sonoma County?
I only made the Pinot Noir from Windsor.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something about those grapes? Is it that you maybe isn't in your style, or is it the price of the fruit in that particular region is a little crazy?
Well, those two are one of the reasons that I have been avoiding to make Russian River Pinot until it happened back in 22. I have worked with so many Russian River Pinot Noir producers in the past. In fact, I can't even fit in my 2 fingers.
Yeah.
That's how many I made wine for other producers, Pinot. I would have to say that, there's nothing wrong with the Russian Rivers Pinot Noir, but if you become a very accustomed to Russian River style Pinot Noir, that you can blindly tell. You don't even have to guess. You can tell. Yeah. So me as a person who consider myself that I should be making something unique, not something identical to other growers or producers, I have been intentionally avoiding to make Russian River.
No, makes sense. Yeah, you get lumped in with a bunch of other people too.
Can I ding that? Is that going to get in trouble?
The old palate fatigue.
Am I gonna get the Sonoma County vintners sending dead horse heads to my house?
But so nothing wrong with it. It's just that because of my experience making great Pinot Noir for other producers, I feel like my role is not to replicate the same way.
So is Alder Springs farmed organically as well?
Pardon me?
Is Alder Springs farmed organically as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Stu has hired 3 fantastic young viticulturists, I think 3-4 years ago. He is converting most of his site from conventional to organic. And further step up is that they have been applying the new method called Korean natural farming right now. And their trellis system is not a boring, same old VSP system, but they are also testing the overhanging trellis system called Watson method.
Wait, what does that look like?
They look like almost like another bonsai, but they actually put the wire high up, almost like my eye level, like 5 feet, if not 4. They place the fruiting zone above, far from the ground, so that they can avoid any frost.
Huh.
Like those Italian, the Italian.
Very similar to Italian in the sense that the configuration or the way that we work is a lot easier. But the Watson method is a lot easier, friendly for farm workers who has to go up and down of those steep hills of Alder Springs.
Yeah.
Also good for sheep, so they don't eat all your buds.
Right.
Yeah.
Better for the sheep.
Correct.
And it's better, for hot temperatures too. If you're a place, I don't know, how rocky it is at Alder Springs, but in some of the rocky, like Cabernet vineyards, one of the things that's happening now is we're moving the fruit zone up.
Radiant heat.
For that.
To
reverb,
be
the heat
further,
reverb.
further away from that heat bouncing off those rocks.
Right.
So it's definitely moving the fruit zone up is a thing that's happening as a sort of climate change reaction.
Taller vines.
Yeah, no question. Yeah.
Better for your back too.
Much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Pinot is great. From the color, I was kind of like thinking, this is going to be like, crunchy cranberry flavors, but it has black and red fruit. It's got like carbon and rock in there. I mean, it's very complex.
Super savory.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's all about the fruits as well. So Stuart decided to, actually this plot is called Helmsfield, which is on the hillside. He decided to practically co-planting like 2 or 3 different clones within a section that one row is Swan, next is Carrella, the other one is 459, and another one is Pomard. So I believe I have 5 different clones that got into this wine, and Stuart believes that is how we get the complexity, acidity, floral, nose, fruity, mouthfeel, all kinds of goodness of a Pinot Noir.
So when you go pick up your fruit, is it different bins have different clones, or it's all just tossed in together?
So they try to pick differently so that I can inspect the clusters before I decide to do, either this stem or whole cluster.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, with stem inclusion then, because some might be at like different places. Yeah.
They do look very different.
Yeah.
They do look very different.
How much wine do you make overall?
Currently, I have been making about 500 cases, which is borderline production scale for one person to be able to somehow run a business. If it goes down, it's too little.
Yeah.
If it's go up, it just gets more challenging.
Yeah.
As we all know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And how can people get your wines? If you don't have a wine club, everything is just sold directly through the website, and then at whatever restaurants you have placements.
I'm currently offering Spring Wine Club right now. Yes, I do have a wine club.
We definitely need to try that Grenache Pinot blend if that's still available.
Yes, it is actually going through the bottle shock right now.
Okay.
It'll be available very soon.
Okay, cool.
To general public.
What do you do in your free time?
So
what free time?
Really?
Yes.
500 cases. There's times.
I wish I had more time, but
Well, she plays the drum.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
And are you working for any other winemakers?
Currently, no.
Okay.
I typically try to work for somebody during the harvest time so that I can get to see what other producers are doing. And of course, it always helps me to understand the vintage and acquiring more skills and knowledge and become friends with more winemakers.
Was it Jen Murphy that had the special tank built, the shallow tank with the spout on
correct,
it?
yeah.
Do you know what we're talking about?
No.
Okay. It just made me think of it when you said you're kind of seeing what other people are doing. She had maybe one of you guys can explain what it was exactly that she had done. It was a shallow tank because she wanted.
Yeah, it was the like surface area of the must to the wine ratio that she wanted to.
Keep the juice.
It was like
it was about like sort of like forcing a punch.
Long and
submersion.
rectangular.
Yeah. And there was some like sample valve things that she added that.
Yeah.
But it was
Clearly
just like you're saying.
High retention level here. The ADHD Winemakers
Make wine.
podcast reading comprehension test.
But it made sense
Fail.
because instead of the cap being in a small area very deep, it was spread out rectangular. So it was a shallow cap that was spread out across almost, more like looked like a little football field. But when you say that she learned that, I think from Paul Hobbs, there was something a little bit different, but then it didn't have a little sampling spout on it. So then she had one made.
Wow, that's amazing. I would love to see the tank.
Right? Well, you should ask Jen if she send you a picture.
Are they two friends? Isn't that how this happened?
We have never had a conversation about it.
I don't know if they're friends or maybe Jen is just a fan.
Oh.
Yeah, so what...
Well, they'll be friends after this.
Yeah. So what are you doing? Like, what do you do in your normal day-to-day life?
Well,
what are your hobbies?
So my hobby and another passion is Taiko drumming.
Oh, you missed the Taiko drumming conversation.
Yeah. I went and saw there was a group called Tandun that used to play at the Chabot College. This is like 25, 30 years ago that used to do drumming. It was like hour and a half. Really cool.
It is very interesting music to perform.
Is it meditative for you?
Not really.
No, the opposite.
So I actually started playing drums when I was little. I evolved to become actually a heavy metal drummer when I was in 20s.
Meaning what? Like what kinds of music?
Felt like it needed a ding.
Heavy metal.
Heavy metal.
Yeah. But I mean, I thought maybe that you were playing.
Who's your inspiration is what Brian wants to know.
Yeah.
Well, it's just more to do with like a all-time standard. The greatest probably heavy metal music was probably Black Album of Metallica. That's what I consider.
There you go.
Okay. That resonates to, I think, all genre of people that in terms of like as a music, it's just a part. I think they perfected. Yeah. But I stopped listening to them after that. So, and now it's time to say goodbye to heavy metal drumming. So, but otherwise, Taiko actually has a very similar sort of sense that you will be in your zone to be able to perform, right? But in addition to the music talent, that the great Taiko performer has to be athletically superb as well. So many professional Taiko drummers cannot last any longer than mid-40s. They retire because it's such a physically intense.
Wow. Why is it? Is it like super big? Why is it so intense like that? You're moving your body a lot?
I do not know exactly why those drums became that big, but it was more to do with ceremonial purpose that we adapted. The original form must have came from China. Yeah. So, but somehow back in I think like 40, 50 years ago that those ceremonial Taiko drum became more like the part of the music. And we actually have a specific word called the kumidaiko, which means we play taiko in the group, which is actually one of the more recent phenomena.
And so do you actually perform?
Yes, I do.
So the event that you stepped away. The fermentation. The fermentations, the three Japanese fermenters, the beer, the sake, and the wine. Right. Has Sonoe doing a Taiko performance as part of the program.
But other than that, like somewhere here,
11 a.m. on a Saturday,
somewhere in Sonoma County, do you ever just do events at?
Yes, I think it's almost 20 years since the organizer started. But there's a Japanese cultural festival called Matsuri Festival in Santa Rosa. in May. This year is going to be May 17th, I think. Or 18th. I'm sorry. I think it was Sunday. This has been around for many, many years, and I was always a regular. Cool. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss it because I have a commitment to fly to DC for another Asian American Pacific Islander mass event, unfortunately. But otherwise, yes, those who are interested in enjoying the music.
You're going to be going to the Apple Fair? Do you ever go to the Blossom?
No, I was not invited to performing Taiko, unfortunately.
Just going
Sebastopol is, yes.
Have you ever been in Sebastopol for the whole Apple Blossom, the parade, and the festivities that go on?
I just observe from afar.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little crazy. Yeah. But that's coming up soon too.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the rate this spring is going, they'll be picking apples for the Apple Blossom festivals.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about the Pinot Grenache blend that you did. Is that from Alder Springs as well?
Yes.
And was that did Stu just talk you into getting some Grenache that year, or was it something that you were super interested in trying?
Well, I was, conventionally, and this is my way, that I always have a core 2 varieties to make every year, but I always pick the third one spontaneously whenever I find a good grapes. Yeah. So last year, I was looking for the third grapes, and I knew that the stew, has been providing fantastic Grenache, Syrah, the Rhone varieties also. And I was just casually chatting with him, and he's like, I have a lot of great Grenache still hanging on the vine. Do you want them?
This sounds more familiar. Yeah.
Right?
This sounds like him.
We've heard a story like this before, for sure, a few times.
Yeah. Like, hey, I've got a little bit of this. Maybe you could have a little room.
It's also how Jenny Murphy came up with her weird, unusual blend, right?
The white blend, yeah.
The white blend.
Pickle and
Semillon. Pickle and Shannon?
Yeah, I think it was Pickle
Shannon. I forgot.
Pickle and Shannon. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think it was Pickle Shannon.
And then when she came back to re-record the show, she didn't bring that wine.
Right.
Because you
just teased us, just like you.
So did you co-ferment them? Did you ferment them separately and then blend?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we're very excited to taste it, but will you be doing it again? Do you think?
I will probably most likely to get more Grenache next year also.
Yeah. Are you in love with Grenache now?
I do. Yeah. I did not know that the Grenache is such a fun grape.
Yeah. Were you drawn to Rhone wine just for drinking before that, or was this your introduction into Rhone varietals?
This is more to do with the introduction primarily to Japanese market. As I mentioned, that the Japanese market is very simple.
No.
A lot of people know Chardonnay, Pinot, Cab, but nothing else.
Yeah.
No.
So.
Cool.
Yeah, I feel like it's another variety that has unlimited pairing opportunities with the cuisine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No question.
All right.
We didn't talk about labels, did we?
Oh yeah.
No, please.
Or the name.
Or the name, yeah.
Or unless we left the room.
No.
We had some of the Chardonnay and went on an acid trip.
Yeah. Oh, you've got gorgeous labels.
Thank you.
Who does the labels for you?
I work with my Japanese designer every single year. When I was still studying at UC Davis, one of my good friends who are studying, she was another Japanese person, but she was already in trade and decided to study winemaking. So anytime when we are talking about the real world that we have to go out there after completing our program, she was always emphasizing that you do not want to make bad looking label, period.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah.
So that always stuck in my head for so many years. And I decided to spend a little bit more money to be able to hire a good designer. It happened to be that she was my original designer's girlfriend, who happened to have a great sense of, designing the label. And we were just simply, much made in heaven in a sense. So this actually label is the modified version of the cloves flower. I don't know if you ever had a chance to Google the cloves flower. You will see perfectly triangle shaped 6 petals, like my logo.
Yeah, I'm just used to seeing it dried, using cloves like that, but I don't know that I've ever seen a fresh
Or the
clove
cigarettes you used to smoke in high school.
with suicidal tendencies.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, the name Six Cloves is because of
My family logo, which was set to be adapted when we my family ancestor used to sell medicine on coast side back in some hundreds of years ago. They decided to adopt cloves, 6 cloves in the center of the circle. Imagine that back then they must have been selling the herbs as a medicine.
Right.
Yeah. So it was not every family has a logo. It just happened to be that it was sort of business related.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I think that's a cool idea. I think every family should have a logo.
What would your family's logo be?
I don't know. I mean, we're Irish, so of course you think of the
Right.
stereotypical
Just wanted to know if we wanted to go there.
Potatoes and beer.
Guy drinking a shot of Jameson or something. But no, that's beautiful. Yeah, the labels are gorgeous.
Well, that establishes something. You're a Jameson family, not a Bushmills family, right? So that's
well,
for the family look. That's the
I don't
first
get involved
quadrant.
in the religious discussions when it comes to drinking whiskey. Yeah, you put Jameson's or Bushmills in front of me, I'm an equal opportunity partaker.
Consumer.
Imbiber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have to deal with any consequences either of those actions. So, yeah.
So one thing I actually wanted to mention that what makes Alder Springs grapes so unique is that I always get unexplainable, like a darker undertone all across. Like I didn't even know how to describe it. So I had a conversation with Stuart about 3 years ago. I just simply asked him, like, why your wines, I mean, the grapes are so different.
Yeah.
Why so dry and different? And I don't even know how to describe it. And he's like, you know what, Sonoe, I look at what's around in our vineyard. There are tons of pine trees around. So think about that, all the great vineyards that are right next to eucalyptus trees. We do get those probably aroma compounds from the pines all got into the grapes.
Yeah.
So you can probably see that as you swirl a little bit more. That makes it such a unique, interesting wine that a lot of geeky somms in Japan really like it too.
It's like rustic, sappy.
Do people watch Drops of God in
Woody.
Japan?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
It's a must. If you study anything to do with wine,
Yeah.
you have to read.
Such a great show.
Yeah.
I've made it all the way through season 2 now.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. I haven't watched season 2 yet.
4 episodes, 5
Yeah.
episodes.
Me neither.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 in. 3 in.
I
I
don't know.
think.
All I can think about is peeing in the Cavari. So
Right.
that's how far I've made it.
I just thought we really missed out on the opportunity when they, like in episode 2 of season 2, where they didn't know what the wine was that they were looking for, that we should have put out an Instagram post that said it was a bottle of 16600. Yeah. We know what it is. We have it. Get it now before episode 3
episode
Sells
3
out.
drops.
Yep.
Yeah, is wine culture is like for sommeliers in Japan, is that like I don't know, how is that looked upon? Is it looked upon as like you want your son or daughter to be a doctor or a lawyer, or does sommelier have a little bit of like, stature associated with it?
I would have to say that as much as I'm making an effort to try to make people drink more wines, wine is still not accessible to most of the people, unfortunately. Many factors after the pandemic that the goods are skyrocketing. European wines are so expensive.
Yeah.
So expensive, more so than the U.S. California wine to Japan. So it is just getting harder and harder. So those folks who can afford to drink my wine are somebody who are in upper 10%.
Really, even your
10%.
wines.
Yeah, it's it's the taxes to bring the wines over. Are
So let
really
alone
high.
like a high end
the
Napa
logistics
cab,
and
but just-
margins that they have similar almost like a 3-tier systems as well.
Do you think that's because there's sake being produced in beer? Is it people that own those companies that are trying to keep the taxes high so that people don't, because you don't really have a wine culture because you're not growing Vinifera vinifera there, then do you think it's other companies trying to keep the wine industry out, or it's just...
It's just Japan has been struggling economically in past 20-30 years. So they were just about to get out of deflation phase right around the pandemic. Now that inflation is hitting very hard, and their wages are not going up as much as we are. In the United States. So it's just the wines are getting harder and harder to drink. In return, Japanese domestic wine making growing industry is booming right now.
Yeah.
So according to the statistics that in my hometown Nagano, there supposed to be less than 100 sake brewers. Whereas now that the numbers of wineries surpassed in our area.
Yeah.
So that's being said, wine education is still evolving in a different way. Hopefully more people drink wine, but as Brian said, that Japan has very different cultural way of looking at what the alcohol has to be, and wine is still a little bit of quite a way to be able to be 100% adapted. However, I would have to say that most of my wines that I make are fantastic to pair with Japanese food, which I never realized that grapes have a lot of tannin and phenolics and acidity that's actually pretty much common among real traditional Japanese food, particularly in vegetables, not fish.
And umami flavors.
Right.
Umami
And
flavors
soy
is huge,
flavor
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the wines of yours that get sent to Japan, are they mostly being served in restaurants? It's not. There's not a lot of like retail going on with them. I mean, you don't make a ton of wine anyway, so it's going to
Mostly
fine
high-end
restaurants.
clients.
Right.
And that's how we met. We actually met in a sake restaurant in Petaluma. So I was sitting at the table at the bar, and the owner said, "Oh, well, I have this winemaker here. You're in the wine business. Would you like to taste her wine?" And that's how we met. So
No one has ever said no to that question.
no, absolutely not.
Not
So
if you're in the wine
yeah,
business.
no. So it was great. So we tasted. I think it was the 23 Chardonnay.
Either 22 or
2020,
23.
23, and it was the Linda Vista from Matthiasson, and the wine was great, and so it worked out well. So we brought it into TCP, and did nicely with it.
Cool. You interested? It sounds like you were possibly there was some connection with trying to get a little bit of fruit from Enterprise.
This was a while back. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
there's grapes. We got grapes. So got grapes.
Some
Yes,
really
I got to
good
make more
Grenache.
Grenache and Cab or anything
Yeah.
that the Japanese clients will love to see more from here.
Cool. Will you once again tell people the date of the event that's going on in South San Francisco?
All right.
And,
So it is going to be April 26th, Sunday. Currently, 11 a.m. slot is still open. So please go to Eventbrite, type in Japanese women in fermentation. The event should still pop up. And I hope a lot of people come and enjoy. Very unique opportunity.
Yeah.
And
Beer, wine,
enjoy the music.
Right?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Feel the music.
And then how can people buy your wines or get a hold of you?
You can look for sixcloveswines.com, and that'll just pop up my website, and you can buy direct online. If you are local clients in Sonoma County, I will hand deliver your order
Nice.
to you.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Yeah, the
much. It
wines
was
are
fun.
beautiful.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone got anything going on?
There's all kinds of things going on.
Let's talk about it.
Moon Mountain District in New York City,
Yeah.
May 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Last year it was only trade. This year there is public tasting at Flatiron Wines that afternoon, the 13th. Right. So if you're listening in New York, there'll be 10 Moon Mountain District wineries pouring in, and you can actually buy the wine because we're at a wine shop. So we're pouring wines that you'll be able to purchase. What else is going on?
Red, white, and rosé. So
get ready.
June 28th. Hattie Craven's going to be playing here at the tasting room. Dusky Estes doing the food, which is going to be cool. We had the opportunity to hang out with her at DTC Symposium, and her and John seem to be down with bringing the food truck.
The little pig. What's it called?
Black Pig.
But the truck's got a name.
Oh. I don't know.
I can't remember.
And we'll figure out. They got to figure out how they're going to fit that truck and trailer here.
I know.
In the parking
it's
lot
a big
somehow,
rig
so.
they got.
But you can reach out to us for tickets. At this point, they will, by the time this show comes out, will be available. Wine Club members will already have gotten an email or a red chirp about it. But if you're not a Wine Club member of ours, number one, you're a loser. And number two, you can still come, but you would just have to buy a ticket for it.
Buy a ticket.
Buy a ticket. And then the next event will be Stanley Mouse Appreciation Party coming up in August.
Talking about August.
Yeah. Let's get through
Bloom.
Let's get through May. Yeah, no kidding. Danielle, still got any Gamay available for sale?
Yeah. Again, just reach out to me at either Danielle Makes Wine or Jean de Bois Wine on Instagram, and I'll give you that special code for $10 off a bottle.
Oh, cool.
For the Gamay.
And I saw Isabel just jumped into a limo, so it looks like she's out. It was nice to have her here.
Glass of champagne in her hand off to the airport.
And she was actually in the tasting room more than any other time that I'd seen her before, mostly because she was coming in to pull bottles of Nouveau out that she seems to be like drinking every day now.
This like thing we sprung on her, accidental Nouveau
that we made 12 cases of, and she's had half of them.
Yeah.
But it was kind of cool. I think she's excited about making Nouveau this year.
Yeah. And she did a great job with the 24. Tough vintage to blend the 24s and everything that she put together this week. I'm excited about it.
Tasted great.
Yeah.
And,
she's getting married. That's happening.
Yeah.
You're not invited.
I'm not invited.
Most people listening are invited.
Yeah.
Some of us.
Yeah.
August 1st, big day.
Yeah.
Costa Nîmes.
Brian London, what's going on at TCP and Bijou?
Just change the menu. In the process of changing the menu at TCP, the pairing, the tasting menu. That's all good.
Don't change it too much.
Well, no, it's more subtle hinting at change and then actual physical change. But it's a nice combination.
Okay.
Bijou, we're doing well. We have lunch available now, so that's something new, and brunch on Sunday.
Cool.
So, yeah.
If Bart was here, we'd talk about the Sonoma Valley Western Reserve.
I keep seeing stuff on Instagram and about it, so just tell me where to be and what time to be there.
Pictures of us in there. So I guess we're going. They put our name. They spelled the name right. They didn't put it. They put a space between 16 and 600. So
I'm getting some boots and a hat. I'm gonna be there.
Yeah. Oh, and also, by the way, we offered at TCP the Homage Blanc as part of the pairing.
Well, that's why I didn't want you to change the variants too much.
I know. I figured that part out all by myself. And then at Bijou, we have the 2018 Val Homage
no way. Cool.
available by the glass. So,
damn.
Super cool.
Yeah, man. 16600. Got to get it out there.
Got to get it out there.
Yeah.
All wine with the word 6 in the name is clearly
that's true.
good.
6 Cloves and 16600. We should be partners.
I think we just have to, do Grateful Dead tasting parties and drink 16600 and talk about Grateful Dead
and
stuff.
smoke some cloves.
Say more.
Yeah.
I don't think you can buy those in California anymore, can you?
I don't think so.
Yeah, probably for the better.
I don't think it was good for me.
It was never good for anybody.
Now people are just fucking vaping that shit. It doesn't matter.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Leave a review if it's good. If not, we don't really care.